It took over 2 years and $70 million to assess a new standard. It's the Martire Family Arena on the campus of Sacred Heart University here live in Fairfield, Connecticut. The host for the Darien Blue Wave taking on the Fairfield Co-op Mustangs. Everyone, Liam Tomaszewski joined alongside Will Jennings. And Will, we're here at one of the premier hockey arenas in the state of Connecticut for college level. And today, high school, the Darien Blue Wave taking on the Fairfield Co-op. What do you think we're going to see here today?
Yeah, it's really a check, very frequently during the game, and he needs to set the tone today as a junior defenseman for this team.
Indeed it is. So both of these teams met twice last year. Last time these two teams played was in the FCIAC championship up at the Danbury Ice Arena. Darien won that one in a shutout to take home the FCIAC crown. So now both of these teams are going to be rematching here at Sacred Heart. But let's look at the past game for the Blue Wave. They defeated St. Joseph over the weekend. So coming into this one off a win, they're 9-2 on the year. They lost their last game to Notre Dame West Haven 2 weekends ago. So coming into this one at Sacred Heart, a lot riding on the game, but for the Blue Wave, really anything's possible.
Yeah, I like to see Elliot Lancaster continue to, roll on the momentum as of late. He's been assisting points in that St. Joe's game. He played very well in that Notre Dame West Haven game, and I just think he, offensively this year, he's not a guy that we've talked about enough, really. And during the course of this game, to stop a forward and to really shadow a forward like Ryan Flynn, you need a big physical player like Elliot Lancaster to sort of get on him and contain him early.
Yeah, so Lancaster's going to be the player to watch for the Blue Wave. Let's go over to the Fairfield Co-op side, though. They have had a little bit of a tougher season than Darien. They lost to New Canaan 8-1 in a tough battle here at the Martire Family Arena. So this one, they've been a little bit more on the down low than as of last year, but of course really anything's possible when it comes to this Fairfield team. They showed a lot of strength throughout the year with their shooting. They have a very tight roster, so coming into this one, they're the home team on the Monday night. Let's see what they can do. So again here, it's always a treat for DAF Media. This is our second broadcast ever at the Martire Family Arena. I want to give a shout out to the Sacred Heart University Athletic Department for allowing us to come here and broadcast this high school hockey game. It's an amazing facility. Everyone's done a great job making this game possible. And Will, for the Blue Wave, they defeated St. Joseph over the weekend. So far this entire year for Darien, it's been their main line of Schwinn, Mariska, Lancaster, Elders all throughout. So what are some keys to the game for Darien?
Yeah, I think it's important to note that, Fairfield Co-op is, really looking to bounce back here in this game today. They did lose to New Canaan just a couple days ago, 8-1. It's going to be important for Darien to get Fairfield Co-op's goalie moving side to side, get a lot of rebounds. He wasn't great side to side during that game. He let up a lot of rebound opportunities, and I think Darien can really attack him on that low blocker side.
Darien is Matt Budd.
The rendition of the national anthem here, always at the Martire Family Arena, but taking a look at the Darien side of it with their lines, looks like sophomore Jack Mariska and Mark McNamara are going to be scratches for this Blue Wave team today. Of course, seeing on the roster number 18, Harry Whitney coming up from the junior varsity squad for head coach Mac Bugg's squad. So it really just shows that this Darien team, it's constantly evolving for the better, and then moving guys around, always very good signs of life.
Yeah, Jack Mariska unfortunately took a very hard physical open ice hit during that Ridgefield away game, so he's out for a little bit of time here. And something about that Fairfield co-op lineup as well is they have that defenseman Liam Forrest, I don't think gets enough praise for his offensive defensive work. Him and Ryan Flynn are kind of the backbone of this team, and if Darien's able to cover those guys tonight, I think they're going to have a lot of success.
Yes, so Liam Forrest is one of those defenseman player to watch for Fairfield today, and this is one of these games for Fairfield that they're going to very much prioritize. Of course, Darien is one of the top teams in the state of Connecticut as of now, so for Fairfield coming to this one, they have the home ice advantage here at the Martire Family Arena. See what both these teams can do, squaring off for opening puck drop here inside Martire Family Arena on the campus of Sacred Heart University. Starting the net for the Blue Wave, number 1, Finley Hegarty, and for Fairfield Co-op side, number 25, Tristan Baker. Only a sophomore in goal for the Co-op Mustangs, but this is definitely going to be a huge game for him coming up against a high offensive caliber team such as Darien Blue Wave.
Yeah, and for Darien, as you mentioned, Jack Mariska, of course, not playing tonight, so they bump up Gavin Samame, and he's been a great addition to that second line this year, centering that second line. I'm really excited to see how he gels with Lancaster on the right and Troy on the left, as he's one of those players that does the dirty work beneath the goal line, goes into those hard areas of the ice, those 50-50 battles. I think he could be a really good addition here tonight.
So indeed, is both these teams getting set here. Of course, Darien, their starting line for this one, Elliot Lancaster, Gavin Samame, James Troy, George Persinger, and Russell Tarrant anchoring that first line. Done well all year so far, and for a game like this, with Gavin Samame taking over that center position on the first line, definitely something nice to see for Darien. We get ready for the opening face-off here. Duo of number 17s taking the face-off here. Samame, number 17, Ryan Tyman. Face-off in the front, won by the Blue Wave, and we are underway here from the Martire Family Arena. Persinger controlling the puck a little bit. Co-op just dumping it in over to the Darien defensive side. Tarrant moving that puck away. Started out to Troy, intercepted there by the Mustangs. Over in front, trying to get rid of that is Samame. Darien in their road blue jersey, moving from left to right on your screen. Fairfield in their home white jersey, moving from right to left. Persinger over in front. Dumping that puck over to the center. Tarrant trying to get rid of it. Puck going behind the net of Hegarty. Persinger over on Darien far bench side. The puck over to the neutral zone. And dumping that one in is Darien. The first line change of the day. As Fairfield controls their puck over on their near net side. Schwind takes a shot out there, going off the skate. That's number 23, Liam Forrest. Forrest over to the back, trying to get rid of the puck, but Darien's offense holding strong. Schwind, line drive shot. And just like that.
Yeah, they're going to call that off because Ely's stick on that deflection was just above the crossbar. So looks like we'll have a face-off at center ice. But as you mentioned, almost an early goal there for the Wave.
Yeah, almost an early goal indeed. Only less than a minute and a half into the first period of play. Darien's offense already striking, but that goal will be called off. So still 0-0 face-off coming inside the Darien zone. See some motion over in the face-off for the side. Gardner Ely will take in the face-off for the Blue Wave. Face-off won there by Darien, going behind the net to McNamara. So then puck over to the near side to Schwind, over to Ely, back in the neutral zone. Back over to the left side of Tim Davis. Ely with control of the puck, over to the fence. Moving that puck around Schwind. Over at the back defensive side, trying to control that is Weibel in the neutral zone. Sending that one all the way over to Connor McNamara. McNamara, that one's going off the stick of Dylan Weibel. Puck going back behind the Fairfield Co-op net. So intercepted there by Michael Niffen. Darien just trying to get a dump in. Puck staying mostly in possession of Darien early in this first period.
Yeah, we're not seeing a ton of pushback from that, Fairfield defensive unit thus far. It just, looks like the Wave are able to get these pucks in every time without the neutral zone pressure here.
So the Blue Wave trying to fight for it again in the neutral zone. Fairfield looking to get an offensive shot. As that puck sent it away from the blue line all the way back to behind Hegarty. So first icing call of the day as Darien first line gets back out there.
And with this ice sheet, it looks like it's an Olympic-sized ice rink. So there's a lot of open space for these players to, connect on passes and formulate those odd man rushes. And I think Darien's doing a great job of using that extra space so far. So
face-off one, but Fairfield Co-op's going to send that one all the way back. Another icing, but like you said, this ice is definitely collegiate level, so it feels big to the players, obviously, coming in here to Sacred Heart to play probably one of the biggest games of the year for Darien. So Lancaster getting set on the face-off. Over in their offensive zone, face-off one by Fairfield. Moving that one behind the net over the Forest. Darien would control the puck. Lancaster fighting for it, but covering that one's number 8, Hudson Stocker of Fairfield.
Yeah, it just seems like Darien's been the quicker team from the start here as, Fairfield Co-op just looks a little slow out of their defensive zone as Darien's controlled most of the breakout and regroup.
So Lancaster trying to do a spin move over in the neutral zone. Sends that puck over to Michael Niffen, who dumps it in. Broken stick over in the Fairfield side. Shot there going off the skate of number 9, Sawyer Kleinberg. Shot there going way above Finley Hegarty. First shot on goal for the Mustangs. That one going almost into the stands. Again, puck being controlled by the Mustangs in their defensive side. Darien intercepting that one, Persinger. Speedy defenseman dumps that one in over behind the Fairfield net. Forrest trying to dump it out. Ely with control of it, trying to look for an open lane. Tarrant back over to Ely. Ely setting that one up. Loose puck going back towards the neutral zone. Tarrant recovering. Heavy press from Fairfield. Getting that puck over to Persinger using the boards, but Fairfield recovering it in the neutral zone. A little heavy hit there. Trying to make a nice move was Fairfield number 2, Xander Knopf. That puck once again getting intercepted by the Blue Wave, Charlie Schwind. Moving that puck along over by the center logo, Schwind. Try to get a shot on it. That one deflected off the Fairfield defenseman.
Yeah, he was trying to use that defenseman as a screen there. He's been using that move, pushing that puck to the middle all year. So
once again, the Blue Wave trying to get some more shots on net. Getting close by the Blue Wave. Back over to the defensive side. Defensive shot just ricocheted. Number 20, Connor McNamara.
Yeah, and as you said, defensive shot there. Fairfield Co-op hasn't really gotten up to the points all game. They're kind of leaving those defensemen with way too much time and space.
So the Blue Wave trying to get set. Fairfield looking on an offensive strike. Puck going on the ground, saved by Hegarty. Darien recovering the puck behind their own net. So Darien's going to send that puck all the way. No icing will be called, so Darien's going to continue their offensive press.
We'll see Harry Whitney out here as well for his first shift.
Number 18, Harry Whitney, out there for the Blue Wave. As that one's intercepted, shot there, just going left of the net. Elliot Lancaster with a shot for Darien, recovered on their own offensive side. Samame giving that back over to James Troy. Lancaster on the defense, on the ground. Samame tried to get that one off his own stick. Shot there from number 27, Michael Niffen, just going left of the net.
And they're just feeding the points right now as Niffen and Kilroy get 2 consecutive shots there. Got to start attacking the points and pressuring them, or else it's going to turn into a little bit of a rebound situation in front.
So Connor Kilroy dumps that one in for Darien. Puck staying with Fairfield now as they have a little odd man rush. Moving that one down. Referees blow the whistle on that call.
You know, and these defensemen for the Wave, right, they can really use that time to walk the point and, you know, kind of add to what they've been doing all year, get shots on net, get deflections, because this Fairfield co-op team just, you know, on defense, they're very sunken in and, you know, not really getting up to those points so far.
So face-off won by Fairfield. Trying to get something going was Andrew Sargent. Puck staying with Fairfield towards the blue line. Shot on the ground, deflected off the Darien defenseman. Schwind fighting for it as that puck goes right into the center pads of Finley Hegarty. First offensive drive that we've seen from Fairfield this game. As we get both these teams again, face-off coming into the Darien zone. Finley Hegarty putting on a nice save there. 8:50 left to go in this first period of play. So face-off won by the Blue Wave. Trying to keep that puck strong neutral zone. Schwind using some speed to his advantage. Slowing down a little bit. Try to get a little bit of a pass on it over to Tarrant. Tarrant from the defensive side going off of one of the Fairfield defensemen. Huge hit over on the near side. Ely fighting for that puck. Tarrant just trying to dump that one in. Puck going around the boards. Eaten up by the Blue Wave. Persinger sails that one just high right of the net. Darien's going to have to go the full length of the ice, get another offensive zone.
And the Wave, you know, defensively haven't really failed on a single blue line pinch yet. They're really keeping that time of possession with the defenseman up top and, you know, working a cycle down low. It's really been all the Wave this period. Yeah,
time possession definitely in favor of the Blue Wave as they stay with the puck in the blue line zone as that puck dumped in towards the Fairfield side. But this Fairfield team, they're definitely going to want to increase their puck time and possession overall because Darien's been getting a lot of hard shots, especially from the defensive side. So see what Fairfield can do with the face-off coming up in Darien's defensive side.
Yeah, for Fairfield Co-op, I think you look for Liam Forrest, the captain, to start getting involved as, you know, he's able to dance around up top and create a lot of plays normally during the course of the year.
So face-off won by the Blue Wave. Weibel back over, just missing the puck was number 6, Ryan Thurlow. That one sailed over to Quinn Kilroy. Kilroy trying to fight for that one using a poke. Dumping that one back, wrapped around the net. Weibel over to Kilroy. Fight for that puck, Darien. Recovered by Fairfield. They'll get a look at just dumping it over the boards.
You know, pretty sloppy hockey from both sides thus far. You know, just looks like
Darien getting an opportunity. One-on-one. That one will go in. First score of the day for the Blue Wave, number 21, John Wadley.
Yeah, and that was definitely not sloppy from Wadley there. As you see, another great pinch from the defenseman there. And, you know, he kind of just is able to toe drag that last defender and chip it right under the bar. That was a great goal from John Wadley, more of a defensive defenseman, but he cashes in there with one of his first goals of the year.
So number 21, John Wadley, the junior defenseman, puts up the first number on the scoreboard for Darien. Just under 7 minutes left in this first period of play. So whistle blown there. So again, 6:47 left to go in this first period of play. You're watching this game on the DAF Media Network, joint venture between the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation. Liam Tomaszewski, Will Jennings, so glad I could be here live inside the Martire Family Arena on the campus of Sacred Heart University.
You know, and you don't see Wadley on the offensive side that much, but, you know, he catches that last defender, you know, with a huge gap in front of him and uses that space to get in tight and, you know, good hands for the finish.
So Wadley puts up the first goal for the Blue Wave. See if Fairfield Co-op can comply, maybe get some offense of pursuit going. This Darien team's just making those shots. Wadley on this Darien team is a defenseman, so seeing those shots and a goal from defenseman definitely promising to see from Darien.
You know, with that time and space at the points, you know, it was just about time, you know, a guy like Wadley comes inside and, you know, cashes in. You know, they're definitely going to have to, I know I sound like a broken record at this point, but they got to get up to those points or else more goals are going to, you know, be scored by the defenseman.
So face-off won by Lancaster. Shot there from Niffen going off of Fairfield. Niffen Back over to Troy. That one's centered, but recovered by Fairfield. So they'll get a one-on-one look here with Hegarty. Fairfield getting set. Hegarty putting out his pads, makes a save on that one. Huge stop there from Hegarty. That was number 18, Ryan Flynn.
Yeah, that was their best chance of the game, best player as well. And Hegarty just, left out to dry, but comes up clutch with the poke check.
Yeah, Hegarty let his pads out on that one. Stop Ryan Flynn from getting any more zone. Darien once again looks to get set on the offensive side. Persinger dumping that one over the boards. Samame. Fight for that one, but intercepted by Fairfield Co-op in the neutral zone. But puck going back to the Darien side, they'll get a reset. Puck over made by Fairfield, trying to wrap around the net. Looking for an open spot, backhanding that one, just missing. Number 17, Ryan Simon. Darien getting lucky break on that one with the screen out in front of Hegarty. Over on the near side. Huge hit there over number 11, Russell Tarrant. But puck going back to Fairfield side. Fighting for that one, Gardner Ely. Along with number 25, Tim Davis. Shot there from Ely. Just off the blocker of Tristan Baker. Another shot there from Schwinn, swallowed up in front of the net. Fairfield's just going to let that one all the way back to Schwinn, the Darien's blue line.
And this relentless offensive zone time is allowing the Wave to get whatever looks they want. They're able to move it in transition, and they're also able to slow down and get those defensemen kind of creeping more into the zone, playing more shallow. They're rotating those forwards and defensemen very well right now.
Yeah, so referees blow that whistle, but again, like you said, this Darien team, they're rotating well. They're definitely putting the shots on the net. This Fairfield team, they had that last opportunity, but of course, Hegarty, one of the best goalies in pretty much all of the FCIAC conference. As you can say, the FCIAC MVP last year for Darien, as face-off won there by Fairfield. Wrapping that puck around their own net. Recovering that is Darien. Darien pretty much everywhere. Seems like there's more than just 5 Darien players out on the ice, but everywhere they need to be. Puck over on the near side, recovered by the Darien defenseman John Wadley. Trying to make some nice moves back out in front. Shot there from number 5, Russell Lancaster. Darien definitely using all of their lines today against Fairfield.
And, shout out to Harry Whitney there. Just, JV player up to varsity, made 2 very clutch plays right there, recovering for the defenseman, keeping that puck in the zone. Really good hockey IQ there from Whitney to replace the defenseman twice on failed pinches.
So a big shot there. Intercepted by Fairfield, trying to get a look at it. Darien moving this puck around over in the neutral zone. Fairfield with possession. Moving that puck around Simon. Backhand shot there. That one's going to creep in. Fairfield ties up the game. Number 17, Ryan Timon.
Yeah, and that's just, I don't think Hegarty expected that shot. That's a low angle backhand from just below the dot there. And, he's almost a no-look shot there. He's kind of looking like he's going to drop that puck to the trailer and just able to chip it past Hegarty there. Kind of unexpected, but very, very good finesse shot there from Fairfield.
So a goal there from number 17, the senior captain of this Fairfield Co-op Mustang squad. Puts the backhand just past the pads of Hegarty. And we have a tie game here at 1. 3:27 left to go in period number 1.
Similar goal to Wadley's goal as well. That's just the backhand chip, kind of a change-up shot that, really catches goalies off kilter there.
So once again, near inside, Charlie Schwinn over in the neutral zone, trying to make some moves. Gets that one out, looking for those loose pucks. And fighting over on the right side. So Ryan Timon, of course, with the goal for Fairfield Co-op, one of the senior captains on that Mustang squad. Tarrant over to Persinger. Persinger launches that one off one of the skates of Fairfield Co-op Mustangs defenseman. Another shot there, Schwinn setting up.
Liam Forrest with 2 huge blocks there. You know, we mentioned him during the pregame, and 2 huge blocks there, really sacrificing his body and taking away any offensive scoring chances on that one.
Yeah, so Darien had some nice shots there again from the defensemen, Schwind and Persinger, putting those shots on as Darien will once again get another shot attempt. Schwind looking for the puck back out to McNamara. McNamara, soft shot, maybe trying to get a flexion on it was Dylan Weibel, but Fairfield Co-op back at it in front. So skating around Darien as referees blow the whistle on that play, calling it dead. Almost looks like maybe an illegal line change, too many men out on the ice.
Yeah, it looks like they may have caught Darien, like you said, with too many men out there, so, or possibly, yeah, I think you were right. I think that was too many men, so Darien will go on the man down here.
So Fairfield Co-op will go on the 2-minute power play. Too many men on the ice. Number 3, Dylan Weibel, going to the penalty box.
You know, and that's just a mistake you can't have if you're managing the bench. You know, that's a silly line change there. Very early in the game, you got to be able to communicate with the players and, you know, get your assignments when you're changing there.
So Fairfield Co-op on the 2-minute power play. That will bring it pretty much just to the end of the first period. So see if Fairfield can try to get some opportunities, but Darien is keeping the offensive pursuit alive. That puck recovered by Fairfield behind their own net. Trying to go to coast. On the near side, Fairfield over in the blue line. Darien trying to make it clear, but moving that puck around nicely is Fairfield. Wrap around there, number 18, Ryan Flynn over to Timon. Timon to Flynn. Shot there just off the glove of Hegarty. Bringing a loose puck on that one was number 9, Sawyer Kleinberg, but just missed. So Fairfield slowing it down in the neutral zone. Schwinn trying to get a little poke at it.
Yeah, that's another one right there. Another bad penalty, as it looks like Schwinn took the legs out of number 2 there. Xander Knopf, the defenseman, that's going to be a trip. So 5-on-3 man advantage for Fairfield Co-op.
So it's going to be a 5-on-3. Charlie Schwinn going to the penalty box. So as of now, right now, this Fairfield team, this is when you have to strike. Only 3 players out on the ice for the Blue Wave, and this Fairfield team face-off coming up in the Darien defensive zone.
You know, 2 sloppy mistakes there from the Wave. You know, Fairfield Co-op can really get a jump on them here early with 2 goals, cash in on this huge man advantage.
So once again, Fairfield getting that face-off, 5-on-3. Just need to move a puck around, get a shot on. 30 seconds left to go on the 5-on-3.
And they're going to get another penalty for high sticking. It looks like they're going to take George Persinger there to the box, as I thought they were pulling the goalie for a 6-on-3, but, you know, that's an additional player loss, so it will still be 5-on-3 with another penalty power play added after the 5-on-3's killed.
So it's still it's still a 5-on-3, but there will be another penalty added going into the second period of play. And for Darien, this is rare. 3 power plays in just about a minute and a half of play.
You know, and those errors, those sloppy mistakes are going to cost them because, you know, this Fairfield Co-op power play has moved the puck very well. They've generated a ton of rebounds, and, you know, they've been stretching out the Wave all period on the power play.
So Darien trying to get a recovery there. Shot. Laying all of his body out is Connor Kilroy. 25 seconds left to go in period number 1. Darien just now to be forced to clear it. Lancaster trying to get a clear on it. Recovered by Fairfield. Mustangs need a shot. Shot there on the ground, just missing. It was number 23, Liam Forrest. Back over to Timon on the far left side. Trying to get one last shot on before the end of the period. Fairfield will, but a nice pad save there from Hegarty. And we are tied here at 1 apiece. So will, at the end of that period, Darien 3 power plays in going to the penalty box. So Fairfield will definitely be on the man up for at least another minute or two going into the second period of play. So what do you think Darien mindset is going into the locker room?
You know, and they just escaped that last 34 seconds of play there, as, you know, there were tons of second chance opportunities in front and, you know, just tons of space in the zone, as we mentioned, to, you know, really get those shots off. I think Coach Bud's probably going to be asking the players to, you know, play that triangle, keep those players, you know, more so to the corners and the outsides, and limit those shots in tight and just keep those shots coming from, you know, the perimeter so Finley can hopefully see them.
Yeah, so it's the end of the first period. We are tied 1 apiece. We'll step aside. We'll take Rick Ray. We'll be right back on the DAF Media Network for the start of the second period of play in the Martire Family Arena.
The Darien Foundation was founded in 1998 by Richard and Maureen Chilton, and the thesis behind that founding was to bring technology to the Darien public school systems. And that launched us, and that got us going, and through technology and capital project initiatives, we've now funded over $5.5 million over the last 24 years to build a better Darien.
Our board really likes to get involved and assist the partners that we collaborate with, whether it's a grant for a youth project or a grant from a community service, schools, the police. Often they come to us with ideas that we help them bring to fruition.
The Darien Foundation recently awarded the Darien Police Department 2 grants. One was for laser shot and the other for Faro technology. Laser shot technology is based on decision making. It may come down to using their firearm, but in reality, we would like them to talk the situation down where you use less lethal force, and this program allows us to do that.
Police dropped the gun!
Faro technology gives us a 360-degree view, catching all the points we need to catch in our accident scene. It also takes a lot less time. This allows us to open up roads, get traffic flowing a lot quicker than we ever used to be able to. We can also map the inside of buildings. We can use it at outdoor crime scenes, indoor crime scenes. It's really used for a plethora of investigations. It's a tool that most other departments may not have their hands on just yet, and thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have that technology.
At Home in Darien is a nonprofit organization that helps senior citizens to remain living independently in their home and in the community. We provide important services to help them do so, such as transportation. Thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have this amazing new van, and we are so excited about it and what it'll do for the community.
From all standpoints, this is going to be a real improvement in the services we provide, both in terms of safety and comfort. The Darien Foundation is important to the community in the scope that they reach out to answer needs.
Post 53 is the town's ambulance service. We respond to over 1,600 emergency calls a year. We're a vital service that has been here for 51 years. The technology upgrades provided by the Darien Foundation has been a game changer for us. It's allowed us to improve our training. It has helped us hone our skills. You don't know how important an ambulance is until you actually need it. Thanks to our partnership with the Darien Foundation, who's provided all this technology and several grants throughout the years, we're able to continue to be prepared, to be well-trained and well-staffed, to respond 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whenever you need it.
The Darien Foundation is really excited to be able to launch a new program for the Darien schools, which will benefit students K through 12 in all 7 schools. This is the new robotics program, which will be an extracurricular opportunity for students to build robots, compete against other leagues, and collaborate together.
Our robotics program is going to benefit students in so many ways. In regular classes, students are always looking for the right answer, that there's only one way to answer something. Robotics is completely different. In robotics, you learn that there are multiple solutions to every problem. You learn that you have these obstacles that you have to overcome. You have to really be a creative problem solver. And most importantly, you need to persevere.
Early on in the process, the Darien Foundation reached out to administration and the offer to provide funding for a project, and it just dovetailed beautifully to the goals of the strategic plan. I look forward to continue to work closely with the Darien Foundation, both on this project and other projects down the line.
We welcome ideas for possible grants. We'd like to do grants that promote and strengthen our community. Sometimes it's from an organization, sometimes it's from our emergency service partners, or it's from the Darien Public Schools. One of our most popular grants, which was the Playground by the Sound, came to us from 4 Darien moms who said, let's get together and figure out how to build this.
Thanks to the generosity of our board members and officers, every dollar you give to the Darien Foundation goes directly to the grants that we're supporting. I invite all of you to help us move our community further and support the Darien Foundation.
DAF Media is actively seeking financial support. Founded in 2017, DAF Media has quickly become Southwestern Connecticut's source for quality sports, arts, and community programming. If you like what you see on the DAF Media Network and want to help us continue to deliver high-quality broadcasts while teaching lifelong STEM, communication, organization, and leadership skills, please email us at sponsor@dafmedia.org. We are a registered 501c3 organization.
And back here live on the DAF Media Network. 1-1 your score, so 15 minutes left to go coming up in period number 2, but Will Darien is down still heavily on a penalty kill, so Fairfield's still going to have the upper advantage early on this second period of play, but of course Darien defense has been very strong this entire season.
Yeah, Darien on this 5-on-3, just a bit of time remaining on the 5-on-3. You know, it's going to be very important for them to just, you know, keep that triangle, keep those guys to the outside, and, you know, get those clears quick, get a lot of ices. You know, you need Connor Kilroy to, you know, try and evade pressure down there and, you know, waste some time, but easier said than done when you have 3 guys on the puck at once.
So face-off won by the Mustangs. We are underway here in the second period of play. Of course, both teams switching their respective sides. Fairfield getting set. Sawyer Kleinberg. Fake slap shot there, passing it back over to the top of the point is Liam Forrest. Forrest over to Kleinberg. Puck almost looks to be dead in one spot.
Yeah, I was about to say there's a dead spot right there, so kind of good break for Darien as it ruins the puck movement and the puck will escape the zone.
So Kleinberg will have to go all the way to the other end to retrieve that puck. A little dead spot. Maybe the Zamboni didn't catch that area, but nevertheless, Fairfield getting back set up, moving along through the neutral zone. Puck over the Forest. That's top of the point, slap shot. That one goes off the skate of number 16, Connor Kilroy.
And that's the plays you need on this power play. Kilroy, you know, taking a very selfless block there right to the side of the skate. You know that hurts, but, you know, he allows Lancaster to get that clear off.
Yeah, Darien still on the 5-on-3 disadvantage. That will end, so Charlie Schwinn coming back out from the penalty box. Shot there, one-timer, that one goes in, empty net. Number 2, Xander Knopf, the junior defenseman, puts it up as Fairfield goes up 2-1.
You know, and I was about to call out that missing assignment there. You know, back door, no one was covering, you know, Xander Knopf there on the just on the doorstep, and, you know, that's an easy skip pass to connect on if that defenseman doesn't tie up the stick of Knopf. And, you know, it looks like the Wave were just out of position there, and that's really been the problem defensively all year long for the Wave. Just yet another missing assignment and a goal.
So 2-1 going in favor of the Mustangs. Haven't seen Darien down too much throughout the entirety of this season. So the penalty kill not going in Darien's favor as the Mustangs lead 2-1. Face off at center ice, goal number 2, Xander Knopf.
You know, and that's just a bad goal defensively for the Wave as, you know, they're on a 5-on-4 there. They're just coming off the 5-on-3, and that's an easy tie-up in front of the net. Just a miscue on defense.
So Fairfield getting the puck set. Again, Fairfield Co-op and Darien have a lot of history together. Last year, of course, in the FCIAC Championship, a tight game, but Darien held it strong by shutting out the Mustangs. Forrest dumps that puck back in around. Possession time staying with the Mustangs. Backdoor pass over to the near side. Hit there from McNamara as Blue Wave gets set on their first offensive look this period. Moving that puck around Lancaster. Trying to get a shot on it, but moving that puck out back to center ice. Intercepted there by Fairfield. One-on-one again with Hegarty. Moving shot, saved by Finley Hegarty. That was a shot there, number 18, Ryan Flynn.
You know, and that's just a veteran mistake there from Lancaster as he throws it to the middle, kind of a blind pass to the high slot, and, you know, Kilroy gets picked off there. You know, good save from Hegarty.
So a huge save from Finley Hegarty, keeping this to a one-score game. Schwinn trying to keep the puck down. Centering back over to Schwinn is Ely. Darien fighting for it over on the near board side, but Fairfield doing a nice job on defense, keeping the puck away from the Blue Wave attack. Schwinn over at the blue line from center. Huge shot going off of the body of number 10, Gardner Ely, as that puck goes all the way down. No icing will be called, so the Blue Wave will have to reset. Connor Kilroy just dumping that puck all the way.
You know, and they failed to get that puck over the red line there, which keeps Kilroy on the ice. And, you know, this unit is really tired right now as they just haven't seen a lot of the puck this period, and they need a spark here early.
So puck almost intercepted there by Schwind. Fairfield doing a nice job with the possession time in their favor. Tarrant behind the net. using the boards for a pass for Charlie Schwind. Back over to the front, Dylan Weibel. Slips on that one a little bit, trying to get the pass from Schwind.
Yeah, it looks like Weibel just caught an edge there on the ice, kind of lost his edge, and, a good opportunity turns into a, rush back up the ice for Co-op.
So the Mustangs again, keeping that control of the puck. Moving that along to the neutral zone. Back over towards the net. Number 25, Tristan Baker. Fairfield, again, trying to evade this strong Darien offense. Puck out in front. Blue Wave trying to get a shot, poking that one free. Darien with a second chance shot. Putting those, number 6, Ryan Thurlow, all over that one. Tried to get 1-2, maybe another rebound, but that puck will go all the way back to Finley Hegarty.
Yeah, and Thurlow hacking at about 3 rebounds right there. Almost the spark for that the Wave needed. Just a guy like Ryan Thurlow that's coming in there and, bringing that energy in front. Almost a goal for the Wave.
So getting set up again, Co-op in the neutral zone, but Blue Wave recovering on defense. Moving that puck down, Tarrant. Trying to find the stick of Lancaster. Darien will make a much-needed line change. Sending that puck around back to the center, Lancaster. Giving it over to McNamara. Dumping that one in is number 21, John Wadley. Heavy hit there from Samame. Tim Davis back over there trying to poke the puck free, but Fairfield will center it back over in the neutral zone. Fighting for it, Hegarty behind the net. Keeps that puck in front, McNamara. That one's going to be taking over possession, going to the Mustangs, but McNamara trying to fight it off.
And the Wave are really just beating themselves this period. They're making too many errors and mistakes and just, allowing the Mustangs to have great opportunities to capitalize, on that backdoor pass, for instance, on that goal. And, it's just kind of been a lack, just not a great effort from the Wave this period in terms of possession.
Yeah, the Blue Wave just trying to get some possession going, maybe put some shots on net. Schwind with the dump. That puck goes over into the Darien bench, so just under 9 minutes left to go in this second period of play. You're watching this game on the DAF Media Network, joint venture between the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation. Liam Tomaszewski, Will Jennings, so they can be here to watch this. Again, another highly anticipated matchup between Darien and the Fairfield Co-op Mustangs.
And if there's going to be a spark right now, this is the line to do it. Ryan Thurlow out there with Russell Lancaster. Thurlow has been all over the ice this period, and, he's getting praise for it right now from Coach Bud. He's out there again, just inside of about 2 shifts. He puts him right back out there.
So face-off won by the Mustangs. Darien trying to get an interception play here. Again, number 18, Harry Whitney out there for the Blue Wave, making a nice hit. Puck going out, chasing that one out is Michael Niffen. Niffen over to Kilroy. Puck going behind the net of Hegarty as referees blow the whistle on that one, an icing call. So Darien will get a face-off in the Fairfield Co-op zone. Definitely a huge opportunity with that first line coming out, try to put some more shots on net.
And like you said, for the Wave, they just need to get shots on net right now to, start up that cycle again, because a lot of these passes are just not tape to tape, and, it all starts with, their play in the offensive zone, just getting those opportunities in front.
So the Blue Wave once again getting set, moving that puck around is Lancaster. Chipped up there, shot from Samame, going off the tip, just to the right was number 24, James Troy's shot.
Yeah, one of the first decent shots for the Wave this period is, you need to see more of that, just getting the puck towards the net, as we mentioned.
So moving that puck along, Forrest. Persinger with the hit for Darien. Getting a little bit more physical about midway through the second period. Schwind moving the puck along heavily. Going from coast to coast over to Troy. That one will sneak in over to the left. Number 24, James Troy, ties it up at 2.
And that's all Charlie Schwind there. I mean, if, Fairfield Co-op has Ryan Flynn, Darien has Charlie Schwind, and he just moves through the ice, cuts through the ice like a knife there on that play. He's able to evade 3 defenders and, give James Troy an odd man rush look. It's just Troy and the goalie left, and, Schwind really gives Troy the silver platter there and lets him, cash in on that one.
So the sophomore James Troy, of course, had that big overtime goal against New Canaan just a couple weeks ago, adds another one to his stat sheet. But again, Charlie Schwind, definitely the sole proprietor of that play, going from coast to coast.
Most of the plays this year, it's just been a great year for Schwind, as, we're just, mentioning his name game in and game out, as, he makes another crazy play right there with his feet.
So tied at 2 here. Fairfield will reset. Puck going all the way back over to the net of Baker. But again, James Troy adds that one. I mean, you looked at that replay, just singed the edge of that left post and curled on right in there. So big goal there from the sophomore forward, and adding to Darien's score, tied at 2.
And if you give Schwind that time and that amount of space, you are going to pay. James Troy was the trailer on that play, and Schwind recognized him at the last second, and just, it's a wide open shot and, a pretty easy goal for the Wave right there.
So the Blue Wave once again getting set. Wadley handing that one over to Troy on the near boards. Darien hustling it with Lancaster, loses control of the puck. Dumping that one in is number 11, AJ Jared for Fairfield. Huge hit there.
Huge reverse hit from Connor McNamara, as he was having none of that forecheck for the co-op team.
Yes, so a huge hit from McNamara, adding a little energy to the Darien favor. Fairfield keeping control of the puck, just missing the open man, number 18, Ryan Flynn, but shot there just going off the right post. Another shot there. That one going off at number 17, Gavin Samame. As Darien will make a line change. Out in front, Darien just trying to control the puck. Giving that one over to Wadley. Wadley moving the puck around with Troy. Back over. That one's going off of the skate of number 4, Andrew Sargent, as Finley Hegarty just stops the play on that one. So just under 6 minutes left to go in this one. Fairfield, Darien, we are tied at 2. Darien puts the equalizer with number 24, James Troy. So back to even strength hockey right now, but face-off coming up inside the Darien zone.
And I've really been liking this Kilroy and Thurlow line out there. They've been doing a great job of just getting that puck deep, getting a chase after it all game long, and they're being rewarded for their play this game, as they're getting a lot more shifts than usual.
So again, the Blue Wave getting set behind the net. Dumping that one over is Michael Niffen. Big hit there by Niffen at the blue line. Darien just trying to reset over near the neutral zone, but puck going over towards Baker. Centering that one up is Fairfield. Schwind trying to break it loose over at the center logo, but back over to even strength. Forrest moves that one around, trying to do a wraparound out in front, as that one will go between the legs of Finley Hegarty. Goal there from number 9, Sawyer Kleinberg, as Fairfield goes up 3-2.
And again, Connor Kilroy just, caught lacking, kind of just, not really in great position there. He doesn't get a stick on Forrest going around the net, and then ends up, switching his defensive pair, and they don't pick up that missing assignment. Another easy, wide open back post goal there, back door, as the defenseman, miscommunicated and allowed a wide open assignment there.
So Sawyer Kleinberg gives it back up to Fairfield. They lead 3-2. High scoring game so far. It's only about midway through the second period of play, and still another whole third period of play left to go. Two high caliber teams in the FCIAC.
And these errors have been consistent for both teams thus far, as, it's just not not a great defensive game for either side thus far.
Yeah, Darien and Fairfield respectively have been making some defensive errors that have been costly, putting up goals as Schwinn's fighting for that puck over by the side, taking it himself. Wraparound shot, that one going off of the defenseman of Fairfield. Schwinn still with control, over to Persinger. Trying to find Tarrant, dumps this one over around the boards, looking for Tim Davis. Davis on the hip, but Fairfield will get control of that puck. That goes out of play. Referees blow the whistle, just under 4 minutes left to go in this second period of play. You're watching this game on the DAF Media Network, joint venture to the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation. William Tomaszewski, Will Jennings, so they could be here live from the Martire Family Arena on the campus of Sacred Heart University.
You know, and Schwinn trying to respond again on that shift, just not a ton of help from his line mates. You know, to be quite frank there, he was, you know, kind of surveying the zone and tried to look for options, but his line mates were tied up and not in great position. So just, you know, the Wave need to get more organized here, or else, you know, this game could go south very quickly.
So face-off coming up inside the Fairfield Co-op defensive zone. Face-off won by Lancaster. Trying to send that puck down is Troy. Lancaster centering it up for Samame. Won't get his stick on that one. Moving that puck along are the Blue Wave. Trying to keep it alive as Fairfield sends that one all over to Hegarty as icing will be called. But again, we have seen some defensive errors from both these teams, but Fairfield has looked strong throughout. Even though both these teams, like you said a little earlier, were playing a little bit more on the sloppier hockey side, Fairfield has definitely took control throughout this second period.
You know, and they're capitalizing on those, you know, open ice plays with Forrest and Flynn, you know, really commanding the offense for this team. And, you know, the three goals that Co-op have scored have all come from rushes up the ice from Flynn and Forrest.
So Fairfield moving the puck along. McNamara doing a nice job on the defense, stopping that one up. Moves it over to Troy. Troy trying to center that one up for Lancaster, can't do so. Samame recovering. Move it over to the far side. Darien trying to center it up, but Fairfield again on the rush. Loose stick there from Wadley. McNamara over to the blue line. Loose puck over on the near side as the puck will go all the way for another icing call.
You know, and you mentioned, you know, the organized hockey that Co-op's playing this period. The Wave, another icing there. It just doesn't look like they're on the same page right now as, you know, Co-op's connecting on those plays in front and, you know, really breaking the puck out well right now.
So face-off coming up in Darien zone. 2:45 left to go in period number 2. Face-off won by Fairfield. Trying to get a shot on it was number 9 Sawyer Kleinberg, but Charlie Schwinn will recover it for Darien. Puck staying with Fairfield. Ely going over for a hit. Loose puck recovered by the Blue Wave at the blue line. Schwinn trying to put it down for Ely. Second chance shot there from Tim Davis. That one's going to be stopped up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the ref, but I would definitely call that a penalty there on Liam Forrest as he kind of traps the puck under his glove. You definitely can't do that in the crease area, but, you know, we'll see what they'll call here as, you know, Tim Davis was right in front, prime position to get the Wave back into this game, and Forrest just kind of lays on that puck there.
Yeah, so Forrest did lay on that puck. Definitely something you can't do unless you're the goaltender. But again, a lot of loose pucks over there in front of the net of Tristan Baker.
You know, that starts with that Schwinn shot from the top of the circles deflected by Ely, and, you know, that's the kind of chemistry we need to see on this line.
So face-off won by the Blue Wave over in the neutral zone. Puck over to Lancaster, but that one will go loose over back to the Darien side. And a lot of whistles blown in these past couple minutes. A lot of icing calls. Darien and Fairfield both slowing it down a little bit with just under 2 minutes left to go in period number 2.
Yeah, it definitely feels like Fairfield Co-op got away with one there. You know, obviously the Wave weren't able to score on that Tim Davis, you know, a couple of rebounds, but definitely looked like that could have been a man-up advantage as well.
So another face-off in the Fairfield zone. Puck soaring out over into the Darien bench. Again, both these teams are just playing a little bit on the slower side, trying to eat away at the other one, maybe get another shot on net. Another face-off won by Darien. Schwind sends that one puck, but that one will be saved. Puck stopped up by Tristan Baker. As a referee will go to the scoring table just to get a nice fresh hockey puck. And again, minute 44 left to go in period number 2.
You know, and we saw in that Stanford West Hill game, you know, it's really about how the Wave responds now. Down 1 goal, you know, you have Mariska out, you have Elders out, and it's really, you know, those key guys like Schwind and Lancaster, how will they respond in a moment like this? You know, kind of a keystone game for their season.
Yeah, keystone, definitely a good word. Darien's been prevailing all throughout this whole season, and this game, definitely a big one on their schedule. Fairfield getting the puck with possession over behind Darien net. Or the defensive side, shot on the ground, glove save by Hegarty. There was a shot there from Xander Knopf, who has a goal in this one. Blue Wave gets set, shot there from Davis, just going off the blocker of Tristan Baker. Baker again giving possession back over to Fairfield. Darien tries to poke it along. So final minute left to go in this period number 2. Darien just maybe trying to get recovery, one last shot before the period ends. Samame moving that one over to Schwind. Schwind skating around, making a nice move back out front. Can't find anyone at the point. Hits that one over to Wadley. Laying his body out again is Forrest.
Yeah.
One-timer there from Lancaster. That one again off the body of Forrest.
You got to give props to Forrest this game as he's limping off the ice. That's got to be his 7th block shot. He's really been, you know, a one-man machine over there blocking shots. And, you know, even on that play where he laid on the puck, he's just been selfless this game and really has, you know, prevented a ton of goals.
So Lancaster keeping control of the puck. Moving that one along is Troy. Troy, the backhand to Lancaster, hit up in front of the net, no call. As Fairfield quickly moves along, Forrest, slap shot, that one going off the knee pads of Hegarty. As final second ticks off, going into the second intermission of play, so Fairfield leads Darien 3-2, 12 minutes on the intermission. What do you think head coach Mac Budd's going to be talking about in the intermission huddle?
I mean, they got to stop number 23, Liam Forrest, right now. I mean, he's blocking shots and, you know, getting numerous rushes up the ice. You got to stop number 23 if you're the Wave. You know, kind of a guy that was underrated coming into this game today. He's really been all over the place. And, you know, on the Wave side of things, it's, you know, getting that puck to the line of Charlie Schwinn and Timmy Davis, as they've really been executing a lot of those shots from the perimeter and, you know, backdoor cuts. So I think that line is going to produce some points this upcoming period.
So 3-2 in favor of the Mustangs. Step aside, take a quick break. We'll be right back on the DAF Media Network for the start of the third period of play here from the Martire Family Arena.
The Darien Foundation was founded in 1998 by Richard and Maureen Chilton, and the thesis behind that founding was to bring technology to the Darien public school systems. And that launched us, and that got us going, and through technology and capital project initiatives, we've now funded over $5.5 million over the last 24 years to build a better Darien.
Our board really likes to get involved and assist the partners that we collaborate with, whether it's a grant for a youth project or a grant from a community service, schools, the police. Often they come to us with ideas that we help them bring to fruition.
The Darien Foundation recently awarded the Darien Police Department 2 grants. One was for laser shot and the other for Faro technology. Laser shot technology is based on decision making. It may come down to using their firearm, but in reality, we would like them to talk the situation down where you use less lethal force, and this program allows us to do that.
Police, drop the gun!
Faro technology gives us a 360-degree view, catching all the points we need to catch in our accident scene. It also takes a lot less time. This allows us to open up roads, get traffic flowing a lot quicker than we ever used to be able to. We can also map the inside of buildings. We can use it at outdoor crime scenes, indoor crime scenes. It's really used for a plethora of investigations. It's a tool that most other departments may not have their hands on just yet, and thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have that technology.
At Home in Darien is a nonprofit organization that helps senior citizens to remain living independently in their home and in the community. We provide important services to help them do so, such as transportation. Thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have this amazing new van, and we are so excited about it and what it'll do for the community.
From all standpoints, this is going to be a real improvement in the services we provide, both in terms of safety and comfort. The Darien Foundation is important to the community in the scope that they reach out to answer needs.
Post 53 is the town's ambulance service. We respond to over 1,600 emergency calls a year. We're a vital service that has been here for 51 years. The technology upgrades provided by the Darien Foundation has been a game changer for us. It's allowed us to improve our training. It has helped us hone our skills. You don't know how important an ambulance is until you actually need it. Thanks to our partnership with the Darien Foundation, who's provided all of this technology and several grants throughout the years, we're able to continue to be prepared, to be well-trained and well-staffed, to respond 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whenever you need it.
The Darien Foundation is really excited to be able to launch a new program for the Darien schools, which will benefit students K through 12 in all 7 schools. This is the new robotics program, which will be an extracurricular opportunity for students to build robots, compete against other leagues, and collaborate together.
Our robotics program is going to benefit students in so many ways. In regular classes, students are always looking for the right answer, that there's only one way to answer something. Robotics is completely different. In robotics, you learn that there are multiple solutions to every problem. You learn that you have these obstacles that you have to overcome. You have to really be a creative problem solver. And most importantly, you need to persevere.
Early on in the process, the Darien Foundation reached out to administration and the offer to provide funding for a project, and it just dovetailed beautifully to the goals of the strategic plan. I look forward to continue to work closely with the Darien Foundation, both on this project and other projects down the line.
We welcome ideas for possible grants. We'd like to do grants that promote and strengthen our community. Sometimes it's from an organization, sometimes it's from our emergency service partners, or it's from the Darien Public Schools. One of our most popular grants, which was the Playground by the Sound, came to us from 4 Darien moms who said, let's get together and figure out how to build this.
Thanks to the generosity of our board members and officers, every dollar you give to the Darien Foundation goes directly to the grants that we're supporting. I invite all of you to help us move our community further and support the Darien Foundation.
DAF Media is actively seeking financial support. Founded in 2017, DAF Media has quickly become Southwestern Connecticut's source for quality sports, arts, and community programming. If you like what you see on the DAF Media Network and want to help us continue to deliver high-quality broadcasts while teaching lifelong STEM, communication, organization, and leadership skills, please email us at sponsor@dafmedia.org. We are a registered 501c3 organization.
Back here live on the DAF Media Network. Fairfield Co-op lead Darien Blue Wave 3-2. 15 minutes left to go in third period of play. Face-off won there by Fairfield, and Finley Hegarty just going to put his pads on that one. So, Will, like we said, in that second period of play, Fairfield was all over the puck. They made some nice shots. Darien came back with a goal from number 24, James Troy. But this Fairfield team, they've been out skating them, much of them due to the defensive likes of Liam Forrest.
Yeah, Liam Forrest, you know, they haven't been really keeping him to the outside. He's been, you know, using his feet to make plays around the net in the offensive zone. And, you know, you got to stop letting, you know, he's just blocking every shot right now. So just kind of avoiding him in the D zone, as, you know, he's preventing a ton of scoring chances, will be a lot better for the Wave here.
So puck going back into neutral zone. Lancaster fighting for it. Darien maybe trying to get a shot at it. Lancaster out in front. That puck going away, looking for Samame. Again, puck possession going to the Fairfield Co-op side. Shot there, ricocheted off of Samame, but saved up by Hegarty. Schwind passed over to Samame on the ground just right of the net. Darien offense trying to get a little spark on it, as referees will call an offsides on that one.
You know, they were looking for the delayed offsides there, but Wadley gets a little jumpy on that blue line, and we'll just have a face-off right here.
So puck out in front, face-off won by the Co-op. So that's over there. Puck now in control with number 20, Connor McNamara. McNamara skating along, trying to center it over to Ely. Right there to try to retribute. That's Tim Davis, but can't get a shot on that. Schwind. Shot there, saved by Baker.
You know, and this is the line, as we mentioned, that's really got to give the Wave a spark here to start the period, as, you know, you have Schwind and Davis who have just been pests around the net the entire game. And, you know, this is where you're going to get a goal. You're going to get a goal from this line of all lines.
Yeah, this is the line for the Blue Wave. Charlie Schwind starting off again coast to coast for the Blue Wave. Dumps that one in over to Baker. That one just singed out in front. Luckily, Baker was in that good position to put a stop on it. Co-op getting possession of the puck. Darien trying to create an interception. Trying to keep that one alive is number 6, Ryan Thurlow, but puck going all the way to the likes of Michael Niffen. Puck now over to Thurlow. Moving that one along, trying to get a backhand over to Quinn Kilroy, but
yeah,
the whistle.
Thurlow was taken down there. Really good hard play by Thurlow entering the zone, and, you know, good pass from Kilroy there to free him up, and, you know, he gets taken down there, so that looks like a trip or maybe a hook. Darien, you know, this is their chance to, you know, get right back into this game. They have Schwind out there, Lancaster and Davis, and Troy, the lone goal scorer from that second period.
So Darien will get on the power play now. They're still down 1 goal. As Fairfield will get the penalty. Face-off won by Lancaster. Loose stick out in front. Davis trying to get that one out of the likes of Tristan Baker, but that one will be stopped up. But again, Darien very aggressive just 6 seconds into that power play.
You know, and there's been no loss of rebounds this game. You know, that 8-1 New Canaan win, there were a ton of rebounds, you know, watching that game over. And, you know, Tristan Baker's giving the Wave a bunch of opportunities to get back into this game right now.
So face-off won again by the Blue Wave. Over at the center low goes Schwind. Has some time with it, giving it over to Persinger. Persinger skating all the way behind the net of Finley Hegarty. Moving that puck along over to Schwind. Send it over to Lancaster. Schwind over by the blue line. Trying to maybe get a center shot on it. Over to Persinger. Persinger using the boards over to Schwind behind the net of Baker.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to work the puck through Schwind right now. Just let him cycle around the zone, try and create his own offense and, you know, free something up backdoor maybe for a goal.
So Lancaster centering up to Schwind. Schwind with the shot just going to the right of the net. Singes that edge.
Yeah, barely missed the corner. That was just about 2 inches away from a, you know, posting in.
Wide open with Lancaster. That one going off the skate of the Fairfield defenseman. Puck staying with Darien. Persinger soft, sore pass over to Schwind.
They're starting to move that puck a lot more, trying to get the defenseman involved.
Puck missed up by Tim Davis out in front as Fairfield will get a nice line change after a lot of possession time going towards the Blue Wave. Puck now with Gardner Ely. Missed that one, George Persinger, but will stay with the possession. And Darien on set, but Fairfield sending that one over into the Darien zone. Kilroy getting ready on the recover.
You know, and when you're missing guys like Elders, Mariska, this second unit just isn't as powerful, and you're really seeing that play out right now as, you know, these zone entries are costing them. They don't have their top guys. You know, they're putting inexperienced varsity players on the ice in this situation, and it's really costing them right now.
So back to 5-on-5 hockey. Power play over. Samame looking for a little open lane. Recovering, that's Ely. Out in front, Samame. Trying to get a shot on it. Weibel just missing the net of Baker. Again, like you said, missing the likes of Jack Mariska and Aiden Elders, two of the top players on this Darien team. Not in this game today, so you're definitely seeing that on the scoreboard, down 3-2. Puck soaring out over the Darien bench side. Darien will get a reset with number 16, Connor Kilroy.
You know, and kind of a wasted opportunity right there on the power plays. They just weren't really able to generate any offense. You know, they were kind of unorganized there.
Out in front with Lancaster. Tarrant trying to give that to Lancaster as he soars into the net. I mean, if you take a look at that, at that replay, Lancaster trying to get the shot in, but he'll soar into the net as some contact, having some words with some of those Fairfield co-op guys, and referees trying to break up any sort of physical fight contact.
Yeah, that's the two captains right there, Forrest and Lancaster. As you know, Lancaster's just got to control that, you know, retaliation right now. You know, a tight game this close, you don't want a penalty for Darien right now.
Yeah, Darien definitely not in need of a penalty. Face-off won by the Blue Wave. Schwind on the shot. Looked like that went in,
yeah,
but
that looked like it was inside the bar, and I think, you know, if we have instant replay, we might have to look at that as a goal. You know, that was right inside that crossbar, and
so that, again, that goal very much close. It almost looked like it was in the net and just ricocheted out. Not sure what the referees called on that one. Maybe it hit off the likes of Tristan Baker, but not sure with that. But again, face-off won by the Blue Wave. Schwind just sailing that one in, but Darien recovering with Wadley. Lancaster once again. On the ground was McNamara with that puck shot.
you know, unfortunately, this is not professional hockey, so we're not going to get a second look at that one, but definitely looked like Schwinn buried that one. As, you know, you can tell when it hits that crossbar, it's a different redirect.
So Lancaster trying to get something on. Shot just going to the right of Tristan Baker. A lot of shots coming from the Blue Wave out in front, Troy. Darien heavy on the attack. Heavy shot there from McNamara, just going wide. Puck back over to McNamara, dumps it in, back over to Schwinn. Darien will reset at the point. Loose puck there. Baker maybe trying to be able to stop on it, but again recovered by Elliot Lancaster.
You know, and they have Lancaster and Schwind out there right now. They're really trying to pair their best guys here as they need a desperation attempt. Just 8 minutes left.
Schwind, heavy shot going off the shoulder of Elliot Lancaster. Puck going around to the back. Darien trying to create another opportunity with Schwind. Going over to number 20, Connor McNamara. Shot there from Wadley. Darien's had like 5 or 6 shots on net in these past 2 minutes of play as Fairfield tries to get a reset, and they will going into the neutral zone. 2-on-1 for Fairfield. Bringing that one all the way in. That one will be stopped up by Finley Hegarty. Drive up there from number 17, Ryan Tyman.
You know, and that play right there, just a bit miscalculated on the read from the defenseman. It looked like Wadley just caught off guard there, and, you know, McNamara forced to play the red line. He loses his footing, and, you know, thankfully Hegarty's there to snatch that one up.
So face-off will be coming up in Darien zone. Face-off won by the Mustangs, but Darien trying to get set with the puck in the neutral zone. Moving that along is Tim Davis. Davis out in front, no man there. Ely trying to fight for it on the poke out in front. Weibel, he pokes that one in for the equalizer.
My goodness, what a goal from Dylan Weibel, the junior. As you see, really tight, basically bordering the goal line there. He has quick hands and able to make one fake to the backhand, come around, tuck that in forehand, and that's what you want to see from a guy like Dylan Weibel, who, you know, usually makes those passes out front, and this time he's the recipient.
Yeah, huge goal there from the junior forward, equalizing this game at 3. Darien's not done yet here from Martire Family Arena.
And, you know, for those who don't play hockey, you really don't understand how hard that is to do that tight in front of the net there, as he just is able to get that puck right to his forehand and tuck it in for the goal. That's just quick hands and a great play from Weibel.
So near and by, huge shot there from George Persinger, but that one will go out to Bay as Fairfield will get possession with it. Sending that puck along the boards all over the Persinger. Gives it to Troy. Troy looking for an open man of Lancaster's. He soars away. Trying to get some nice moves. Stopped up there. Shot from Samame just to the right of the net. And that puck along again with Persinger and Tarrant as Hegarty puts up his glove to signal the icing. But again, a huge turn of events for Darien. They had, I think, 5 or 6 shots on net, totaling back to about 2 minutes of possession time. And then put right there is the equalizer, number 3, Dylan Weibel. Huge turn of events there for the Blue Wave.
You know, and he's really been underrated this season, Weibel. You know, hasn't really gotten his name on the stat sheet a ton, but, you know, he finally, that hard work pays off for Weibel as, you know, he gets in prime position and buries that one.
So Gardner Ely will take the face-off for the Blue Wave as number 18, Ryan Flynn, will take it for the Mustangs. Face-off won there by the Mustangs. They'll get a look at behind the net. Puck going all the way to the other side of Hegarty. Darien trailing it down with number 27, Michael Niffen. Schwind fighting for it. Darien 2-on-2 here. Ely going over to Schwind. Referees blow the whistle. Offsides call over at the blue line.
You know, and they put that line right back out there. It's going to be a different combination. You know, we're seeing Kilroy and Thurlow out there with Weibel this time. And, you know, all 3 of those players really prominent in this game today.
So face-off won by Darien. They look to try to create some of that magic that they had 2 minutes ago with those shots on net. As Fairfield recovers behind their own net. Shot out in front, backhand there from Davis, loose net. Looks like Darien got one in, but referees are going to call it off.
And I was just about to say, as you know, that was very close to a goal there. The net was knocked off. You know, right behind that Schwind and, you know, Timmy Davis connection, it's going to be Thurlow, Weibel, and Kilroy, as they are really that next, you know, second option for this team. And, you know, it's justified as they almost put a goal in there. But it's really those 2 lines that are going to, you know, get these goals and create chances for the Wave this game.
So the Mustangs will win that face-off, but puck going away the other side. And again, like you just said, that line of Kilroy and Thurlow definitely been doing well in this game. Almost had a goal right there called off. But again, it's a tie game. Anything's possible right now. But for Darien MacBud, they're going to try to really transition these lines really well, get their guys out there for 30, maybe 45 seconds, and really shift those lines, get some more shots on net.
You know, and we've mentioned this a lot today. You know, when you're missing guys like Mark McNamara, you know, Mariska, Elders, just a ton of guys out, you need Kilroy and Thurlow to step up in this game.
So McNamara going behind the net, trying to move the puck on it, and Darien will get possession now with Wadley. Intercepted there by Fairfield, but Wadley recovering. Over to Lancaster, slips a little bit, sends it over to Schwind. Schwind trying to get a shot on it, backs it over to the point. Lancaster on the shot, that one just missed. Another save there from number 25, Tristan Baker. Darien sends it again with another wraparound. Puck staying in favor of the Blue Wave. Lancaster. Miscue there from Fairfield. They send it all the way, so icing will be called. 5:26 left to go in this third period of play. You're watching this game on the DAF Media Network, joint venture between the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation. William Tomaszewski, Will Jennings. So they could be here to watch this game from the Martire Family Arena on the campus of Sacred Heart University. So face-off won by Mustangs out in front. Darien trying to get a poke at it, but they will keep possession in their own blue line. Shot there just going to the left of Baker. Ely fighting for it behind the net, but Fairfield getting set. Yeah, moving that puck along over on the near sides. Flynn trying to create an open lane, but heavy defense from Persinger and Tarrant on that first line.
You know, and Ryan Flynn's been pretty silent today, as we haven't really called his name a lot. You know, kind of unexpected coming to this game. You know, we thought we'd see him a lot today, but the Wave have really limited his chances.
So out in front, Fairfield trying to get a shot on it. That was a give and go there. That was number 8, Hudson Stocker, along with Flynn. A little misread there, a little back and forth. So we'll see again, Fairfield trying to get recollect possession in the neutral zone, but Gardner Ely skating down for it. As referees blow a whistle, another call on that one as Darien will get the line change again. That first line going back out there with Troy, Lancaster, and Schwind in a huge spot. Maybe try to put some more shots on net. Face-off won there by Fairfield. Darien trying to track it down with Troy. Lancaster trying to get the steal. Hands it over back to Troy. Schwind gets his own puck. Heavy shot there, blocked by number 4, Andrew Sargent. Again, back over to Schwind. Giving the puck a second look over to keeping it himself, skating around. Backhand out in front, looking for Troy. That one just missed. Again, back over to Lancaster. Just misses the puck, trying to give it to go into Schwind. Fighting forward is Lancaster over at the blue line. Blue Wave try to reset, get some more shots. Schwind keeps his own puck on that one as the referees blow the whistle.
That was a hand pass, as you know, usually you got to catch that puck and then drop it to your stick. He kind of throws it in front, trying to give himself a bit of a lead. So that will be a, you know, opposite end face-off here, defensive zone face-off for the Wave.
So will be a defensive zone face-off for Darien, a huge spot for Fairfield as they get a face-off in Darien zone. Haven't seen too many of those this third period as they win the face-off over at the blue line. Trying to get one more shot past number 1, Finley Hegarty. Done a nice job for Darien tonight. Out in front, Fairfield. Looking for it over at the blue line. Sending that one over, just going behind the net of Hegarty. Blue Wave looking wide over on the near left boards. Handing it over to McNamara. As Darien tries to chase that one down. Big hit there from number 22, Quinn Kilroy.
You know, it's really been a game of the underdogs today. Kilroy and Thurlow out there again, and another really good shift. So, you know, Mac Budd definitely having to dig deep in his lineup here. These guys have been executing on all levels of the ice tonight.
Yes, Darien doing a great job, as always, executing those line shifts as Gardner Ely tries to get a puck out for the Blue Wave. Fighting along those boards, Samame. Giving that over to Wadley. Fairfield with it, dumping it in. Wadley recovering over on the Darien bench side. Fighting forward is Samame, loose stick. Darien again making a lot of line changes out in front. Shot there just on the ground, missed by Lancaster.
Really good play by Schwinn there to just slow up, you know, survey his options and find Lancaster cutting to the slot there as, you know, he gives him a head fake and a nice give and go there.
So Troy skating along the Lancaster. Back over to Schwinn. Schwinn, a little weaker shot there, but Darien can't try to get the block on it. Fairfield over with the dump. Trying to move that puck along with Persinger. Over on the near side, Darien and Fairfield just trying to battle it out. Final minute left to go in regulation, tied at 3. Last chance for both these teams to try to get a game winner. Puck out there saved by Persinger over to Schwinn. Huge hit there.
That's got to be a boarding there. His numbers were turned towards the boards, and he got his head smashed into the near board there. So definitely can't hit him in the numbers. But
so fighting for that one, Darien. 30 seconds left to go in regulation. Samame just backhanding it over to the neutral zone. Sending that one over is Fairfield. Hegarty giving it over to Tarrant. Tarrant looking for Schwinn, but that one will go all the way to Fairfield. Weibel fighting for it. Last seconds for the Blue Wave. Dumping that one in. And final seconds ticking off in this one. Hegarty just sending that one over. So
presumably we'll get an overtime here, or?
So it looks like it's going to be a 5-minute overtime going here. And again, overtime is always an exciting part of hockey. All you need is one goal for the game winner. As 3-3 your score. And again, for Darien and Fairfield in those types of situations, it's definitely overtime's going to be, all you need is one. So for the Blue Wave, they're going to really transition with those first lines. That's going to be a big part of their key factor in this OT.
You know, and I like the guys like Weibel and Kilroy. If I'm Coach Bud, I'm confident in playing those guys. If they've really proven themselves this game, and you know, you will see a lot of Schwinn, you will see a lot of Lancaster, but you know, definitely going to reward those guys with some ice time here in the overtime, as they've been responsible with, you know, their assignments today.
Yeah, indeed it is. So 5 minutes overtime. We'll step aside. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back on the DAF Media Network. Back here live on the DAF Media Network, 8-minute overtime. Here we are from the Martire Family Arena. So 1 goal and done, and practically a sudden death for both of these teams. Fairfield looking to take control of possession. Both these teams switching their respective sides. Fairfield out in front, but Darien recovering nicely.
And McNamara and Timon are, you know, their helmets got caught up there, so stoppage of play here. As you know, I was a bit confused there, but you know, that happens sometimes with the cage, just gets stuck up in the other player's helmet.
Yeah, so a little physicality there from both these teams, but again, 7:37 left in overtime. Yeah, if it's tied after the end of the first overtime, I don't think that they'll play another. I think they'll count the game as a tie. And that's one of the rules in high school hockey. As get a face-off coming up here. Lancaster taking a face-off for the Blue Wave along with number 18, Ryan Flynn.
You know, and this bench for Darien is super short right now, as they're only playing
Schwind on the quick route, trying to get a shot on it, really loose. That one just goes to the left of Baker.
I almost thought that was the dagger there, but really good recovery save from Baker as, Schwind looked like he had that, far side high wide open.
Schwind had the momentum, stopped for a little bit, tried to get a shot on. He did. Just went to the left of Baker as Darien once again getting set. Shot there, just missed. Looking out in front was Lancaster, no player there. 3-on-2 for Fairfield. Going down is Kilroy, using his stick out to try to deflect anything. Out in front, Fairfield. Shot on the ground, cleared there from Tarrant. Puck staying with the Mustangs' favor. Out in front, going off the pad of Hegarty. The shot there from number 4, Andrew Sargent. Samame moving that puck along, but Darien dumping it in with Gardner-Ely. Samame out in front looking for Davis, just missed. But puck staying with Darien's favor as Michael Niffen dumps that one in.
Forrest looks like he's in pain there in the far corner as, he's been taking shots to the chest, to the knees all game, and, he looks like he was tossed down there having a hard time getting up.
So Schwind on the shot, just going left off the pads of Baker. Schwind 2 shots already in overtime, huge to his name. His referees will blow the whistle and call that play off. Going over the boards is number 27, Michael Niffen.
And whenever Charlie Schwing gets the puck on his stick, it always feels like there's something just about to happen, and you've definitely seen those 2 shots. They're respecting him with the puck, giving him a ton of space, and, at any moment, he can either feed his teammates or score. So definitely something to watch for this period.
So face-off one there by Fairfield as referees blow the whistle. Looks like maybe an offsides call as they'll just redo the face-off at the same marker.
And if you're Darien, you definitely don't want to take a loss this game in one of the biggest matchups of the year. So just playing conservatively as well as you see the 2 defensive defensemen of Wadley and Connor McNamara out there.
So face-off one by the Blue Wave. Puck staying in their offensive attack zone. Fairfield, though, moving quickly over on the Darien boards. Big hit there from McNamara. Samame using that board, but puck going all the way to Sora Kleinberg. Moving that puck along, Forrest. Can't get a move on that one, but shot there from the blue line. There's number 17, Ryan Tyman, that one going off. This game looks like Tim Davis. Backhand there on the ground was Ely. Looking to try to get a tip was McNamara, just missing.
Yeah, and Forrest just hasn't had a ton of help here this period as looks like he's down once again. He's just been laying his body out all over the place and really been taking the brunt of the hits this game for the co-op team. And, he's been the guy in transition. He's been the guy on the rushes. He's been all over the place. So surprising he's still out there, still out there with stamina.
Yeah, Forrest has definitely laid out his body for this game. Going for the Fairfield co-op, blocking shots all around the defensive side. Big job for the senior captain for this Mustang squad. Face-off one there by Darien. A little scrum over at face-off circle with Elliott Lancaster. Puck staying with Tarrant. On the ground, maybe looking for a tip with Schwind, can't do so. As puck will stay with Finley Hegarty. So another face-off will be going to the Mustangs over on the offensive side, and definitely a chance for Fairfield to try to get shot on. Their defensive shots have been pretty good all game, but it's mainly been in front of the net, trying to deke out Hegarty's where they've really been able to strike.
And in terms of, bench and just the depth that Darien has coming into this game with just, a much bigger roster than co-op, you're seeing these co-op players getting very fatigued. It's the same names on the ice pretty much every shift. And, Darien can use that bench. They can dip into players like Weibel and Kilroy and, they're able to just outskate them right now as these co-op players are getting more and more tired as we progress.
So it looks like timeout will be taken by Fairfield Co-op with the face-off going in their possession, but step aside, take quick break. We'll be right back in the DAF Media Network. Back here live on the DAF Media Network. Fairfield Co-op taking a timeout in overtime in their own offensive zone. Face-off won by Co-op with a chance here, trying to lay it out. But it's a nice save there from Finley. Hegarty out in front. Forrest on the shot, deflected by Hegarty.
Hegarty may have just saved the game there as Tarrant, turned that puck over right in front of the net, and Flynn laid it out for an easy tap-in goal. And Hegarty
Troy gives that one over. Shot just missed Lancaster going high.
We have a delayed penalty on Co-op as well, so those two Hegarty saves really just jumped the Waves' momentum, and now they have all of that advantage on their side.
So shot there from George Persinger. That one will just go into the hands of Tristan Baker. But again, a penalty coming up. Darien has a 2-minute power play, huge to their name, and as head coach MacBud is going to call a timeout in this one, talk some things over, but step aside, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. And back here live on the DAF Media Network. So Darien is on the power play. 2-minute power play, 4 minutes left in OT. Face-off won by Fairfield.
And they're going to look for a Schwind or maybe James Troy dagger here, as they have plenty of time to work with. Power play situation.
Shot there in front, trying to get the one-timer. Was the Blue Wave. Puck out in front. Persinger with the shot, just deflected off Fairfield Co-op defenseman skate.
Almost looked like that went in for a second as well.
So Schwind and the rest of the Blue Wave crew setting up. Minute 30 left in the power play. Schwind taking it himself. That one goes all the way into the stands. But again, Darien had that one-timer in front of the net after the face-off win. You can see they're just missing that. It's number 19, Elliott Lancaster. But again, still a minute 30 left on the power play.
And that Charlie Schwind toe drag to the middle release, that toe drag release there was just 2 inches from being a bar down goal. And, just another really good play there off the shot.
So face-off won by the Blue Wave. Schwind back over to Persinger. Persinger hands that one over to Lancaster out in front, using the boards, but Darien just has to keep the puck away from Fairfield. On the clear, but puck staying with George Persinger as he skates around. Hits it up onto the bench to Lancaster. Just missing James Troy. Fairfield out there making a long clear.
I don't know if that's a hand pass. They're going to call it as one, but didn't look like he let himself too much. Just kind of toss it to his side, but they'll call that a hand pass as he didn't drop it right next to him. I don't know.
Yeah, so it will be a hand pass going against George Persinger, as now Fairfield will have a short-handed face-off coming up in Darien's zone. So face-off won there by Darien. Cruising along, Gavin Samame on the left side. Centering that one up, one-timer just missing is Darien. That was number 3, Dylan Weibel.
Yeah, Weibel was wide open back door and just 2 inches away from a dagger right there, Weibel.
The puck going all the way to Hegarty. Final 35 seconds left to go on the power play for the Blue Wave. As they send that puck all the way for an icing.
Really good use of speed there and just going wide, attacking that wide side hard by Gavin Samame, using that speed to, eventually get it over to Weibel, who, was just 2 steps too late on that puck, but really good opportunity.
So another face-off coming up for Fairfield and Darien's defensive zone. Face-off won there by Fairfield, but Darien recovering nicely. Puck back over to Persinger behind Hegarty. 15 seconds left to go on the power play. Let's see if Darien can get a rush. Persinger over to Davis, just missing as offsides will be called over at Darien blue line.
We've been seeing flashes of Schwinn this period, and we're also seeing flashes of Weibel, pretty consistent with how the game has gone. It's really been Schwinn and Weibel getting it done here for the Wave. Of course, we see Schwinn game in and game out, but today Weibel really stepping up in crucial moments.
Yeah, Weibel definitely a name for the Blue Wave, has a goal to his name in this one. Wadley just jumping that one in, so back to 5-on-5 even strength. Puck recovered by number 20, Connor McNamara.
Even strength as well, just off that kill.
Schwind looking for an open pass over to McNamara at the point. But recovered up. Lancaster trying to trailblaze it down, but Darien will get it in the neutral zone with John Wadley. Over to Lancaster. Shot there just going high wide, but recovered by Wadley over on the defensive side. They'll force Darien to get another possession look on the offense. Skating along the Blue Wave. Going out in front with Hegarty. Big save there out in front.
Hegarty has been the overtime MVP for Darien. I mean, that's just another play where he is completely left out to dry, and he extends that right pad across for the kick save. I mean, we've seen together 3 crucial saves from Hegarty where, it looks like he's completely out of position. He just comes across and just makes those huge dynamic saves for the Wave.
So number 18, Ryan Flynn, had the one-on-one with Hegarty, but once again, like you said, the overtime MVP for this game. Shot out in front. Fairfield trying to get a shot on a huge save from Hegarty.
Another adjustment from Hegarty is, he's really unstoppable right now.
So last minute to play, Darien on an odd man rush. Moving that one, Gardner-Ely, but just dumping it in. Trying to get out in front, Samame, but Persinger on a shot, just missed. Puck staying with Fairfield behind their own net.
And Fairfield's probably just going to pin and waste some time.
So moving that long over, puck is Forrest. Forrest goes down, no call.
Yeah, it's probably embellishment, but, he's trying to draw the penalty, so don't really blame him there.
Yeah, Fairfield just going to dump this puck in, not trying to give Darien any other opportunities, and Darien might as well just do the same. Forrest over at the blue line, fighting that one with Samame. Final second ticks off for Gardner-Ely.
And I could be wrong on that call, but, I don't think George Persinger at that size is, really throwing him over like that.
So it looks like this game will end in a tie at 3. So 1 overtime. Doesn't end it for the Darien or Fairfield, but.
And you're seeing, you're looking at the ice right now. You're seeing Forrest, who just played basically the entire game for the Fairfield co-op side. He is completely, drained at this point in time. He played his heart out and tried to do whatever he could for the win. And, he was on the ice for at least 3/4 of this game.
So a big game for both of these teams. Of course, Martire Family Arena, the host for this battle. And both these teams, they'll see each other again just a short period of time. I think 2 weeks tops, and they'll be back at the Darien Ice House to clash it out for a mid-February matchup. But again, prime FCIAC hockey here from both these teams, and a lot of great and positive things from Darien and Fairfield.
Yeah, and I think for Fairfield Co-op, that's a big result for them, getting this tie. They weren't expected to win this game, and with the amount of players they had rotating, throughout the course of this game, I think a tie is definitely sort of a miniature win for them this game, as positive momentum after that loss to New Canaan.
Yeah, well, like you said earlier, New Canaan beat Fairfield Co-op 8-1, and Darien tied 3-3. So both these teams will see each other again in about 2 weeks, but Darien will have the two Rhode Island teams this upcoming weekend against powerhouses LaSalle and Bishop Hendricken will be coming to the Darien Ice House. But that will do it here from the Martire Family Arena. I want to give a quick shout out to our DAF Media crew, bring you all the sights and sounds in this one. Joseph Cavallo, Joseph Aranatagi, Kenny Aranatagi, Andrew Lee, Dalton Moss doing a great job. Will, always great to have you on the hockey call as well. I'm Liam Tomaszewski watching this game on the DAF Media Network, joint venture team, the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation. See you next time.